What do you get when you cross a T34, a Katyusha, and a TB3 Bomber? Well, you get this. The Project 1124 Armoured Riverboat. This is basically a Katyusha T34 TB3 Bomber. Yeah, it's a bit of a mismatch. Now, this was one of the Soviets' most advanced riverboats at the time. When it was first made, it was considered very futuristic. Well, not futuristic, but very high tech at the time. Soviet industry this was basically leading development of a riverboat, and an armoured one at that. And well, you can kind of see it. Now, this boat is not designed for, close combat with Schnell boats. This boat is designed to sort of lurk and hunt and take out and sort of at a range. It also has twin Dushka machine guns. So yes, you have twin 13.7mm machine guns, basically heavy machine guns in the top for anti-aircraft purposes. You have the famous T34 76mm cannon and turret at the front, and then on the back you have a Katyusha. Inside are the twin engines from the TB3 bombers. Now, these engines give it a very good power, so it has very good speed. But one of the biggest things for this boat was its beam. This boat was a very narrow boat. It was designed to be very narrow. The main reason for that was because, well, it's a riverboat, isn't it? It's designed to go down rivers. Now, this meant that it wasn't very comfortable for the crew, who had a very small setting in a small area to basically work in. And if we look on the X-ray view, you can sort of see how narrow and how small the area is. Now, the engine compartment was very cramped. The crew quarters were very cramped. This was not a boat that was enjoyable to work on, but it was a very successful boat, especially down the Amur River. Unofficially, it gained the name the Amurian. Now, this boat is currently in the game in, well, test sail mode, and that means we can take it out and actually have a look at it. So it's not actually available for the game yet in the naval combat, but it does mean we can actually have a look at some of the Russian, well, we can look at the Russian ship in action. This means, I reckon, that we will be getting the Russian tech tree soon. Now, if we have a look at this boat, we can see that it actually has quite a bit of armour for a sort of river/PT boat. Not huge amounts of armour, only 7 to 8mm around the crew housing, but of course the turret does have very good armour, and that's going to help it an awful lot. Now, the twin 12.7, I think I said 13, 12.7mm machine guns work very well for anti-aircraft fire, and then you have the 132mm Katyusha rockets on the back. Stalin's organ, basically. Now, the M13 rockets have a relatively decent TNT mass, and relatively good penetration, but as you saw when we're test sailing, they don't seem to do too much damage to boats, and I do fear this is really going to impact this boat's performance, as well as having that T34 turret at the front. The trouble with the turret is it's got a very slow rotation speed. Also, if you look at the rounds, the high explosive has a relatively good filler, whereas the fused shell again is pretty much basically the same sort of rounds you'd have actually on the tank. The 12.7mm machine gun is probably going to be your most useful weapon when you're actually fighting other boats, but as you can see, it's got a very it doesn't have much depression, so you could be having issues when fighting close. Now, if we look at the German ships, for instance, you can see that a lot of them have sort of faster firing or higher powered guns. With the 88mm, for instance, you've got a very high explosive shell in there, and it tends to work a lot better. So this boat is going to be a really awkward boat to sort of work out how well it's going to go. In all honesty, from the test sail that I've had in it, it's not very fast and it's not going to do very well, in my opinion. For what it was designed as, this is an amazing boat, but for the actual in-game combat, I fear this one is going to suffer. Okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a housekeeping. Sorry if there's been less videos out than normal. I've just been having a bit of a rough time medically and just in general, in life in general. So I've not been able to get as many videos out as I'd like to, but hopefully I'll be able to get some more out soon. Also, the live streaming has sort of, I will have to sort that out soon. I'm probably just going to do Twitch in future rather than YouTube. So if you do want to watch me live, please follow me on Twitch. The channel link is below. Come join me on Twitch, and I will endeavour to have some more gameplay soon. Okay guys, well, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.